What's up YouTube? It's your boy Southside Customs back at it with another video. And today I'll be showing you how to make this amazing water effect in Photoshop, turning this into this end product. I got inspired by water illustrated esque shapes like this and saw similar projects around social media, so I figured to try it out just with my own twist. Just note that all resources and assets used in this project are available free for download in the description below, as well as the PSD. So get ready and let's get into it. Enjoy. Okay, so to start off, you're going to create a background layer. So with this background layer, I'm going to make mine gray. You could use any color you like, so preferably I'll just stick with gray. Then on layer 1, you're going to create a copy by hitting Ctrl J, and then on the copy layer, you're going to go into your hue and saturation, and you're going to turn this into black and white. Once that's done, you're just going to hit OK. And while on the layer 1 copy, you can go into filter gallery, and I'm going to use dry brush. I like dry brush because it has more detail, it has like a rough detail, but alternatively you could use oil paint. That would work perfectly fine. So while on layer 1 copy, you're going to go into adjustments, and you're going to go into posterize. So once you have that toggled, take note of the levels. I'm going to have 6 levels. And then while on the posterize layer, you're going to hold Alt and you're going to click in between the layers to clip. And then you're going to merge layer 1 copy and the posterize layer. Then you're going to copy the posterize layer. You're going to rename one of them shadows, and you're going to rename the other one into highlights. Then you can briefly hide the visibility of the shadows layer and layer 1. Now you're going to double click on highlights, and then you're going to move this to the right hand side. So what we're going to do here is keep 2 values of each in terms of the highlights and shadows. So on the shadows, you're going to repeat the same thing, but this time moving it to the left. So you're going to move this to the left until you get 1 or 2 values should work. I don't know, for some reason I'm keeping black, so yeah, I'll use that. So if you're not sure about your values, you can go back and try and rectify and get something that you're satisfied with. The reason I'm doing this is just so I could get a transparent background, because we want it to be see-through. So then you're going to merge the highlights and shadows layer. Once that's merged, you're going to go back to filter. You're going to click into filter gallery. Now you're going to go into distort, and we're going to toggle glass. So here you could play around with the settings. You could play around with the smoothness and distortion until you have a finished product, until you have something you're satisfied with, and then you're going to click OK. So you should have something that looks like this. I think this is looking pretty cool, but we're not done yet. So while you're on your highlights, we're going to go into image, and then you're going to go into adjustments, and you're going to go into hue and saturation. Click colorize. I'm going to increase my lightness. We want a bluish color, so I'm going to make mine a little bit lighter because this is going to be the color of the water that we're going to be using. Then you're going to click OK. Now you're going to click the highlights layer, and then you're going to invert the clipping mask by holding Control and I. Well, so I made a mistake here, and then after that you're going to hold Control and click on layer 1 to select the selection, and then with the clipping mask selected, you're going to go into eraser tool, and now you're going to be kind of highlighting the areas that you want the water effect to be in. Just take note of the color and make sure that it is on black so that it works. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to speed up this process. It has proven to be a very time-consuming and very delicate process, so just make sure you take your time with it. I'm masking with the tank top in mind. Just make sure that the edges are a little bit crisp. Mine won't be the most perfect, just for the convenience of this video, because I do not want to make it longer than it already is. But you could see what I'm doing here. You know, I actually was thinking, I was actually thinking about all of my subscribers that are actually trying out the projects that I'm making. I'd really like to see all of your attempts. So if you do attempt this project, send me a couple of your images, and I'd like to see some of the attempts. That would really be cool. So you could either just slide them into my Instagram, and yeah, I'll have a look, and I could critique. Alright, so once you're done with your selection, you're going to hold Control and click highlights, and then you're going to click on your layer 1 and then create a clipping mask. And layer 1's clipping mask you're going to invert by holding Control and I on the layer 1 clipping mask, and after that's done, this is what you should have. So it's getting more and more closer to the finished product, but we're not done yet. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to bring in the water effect, but before that we're going to create a new group. So you'll create a new group, and on the highlights clipping mask you're going to hold Alt, click, and you're going to drag it into the group, and you should have something like this. Once that's done, now we can actually go into File, Open, and we can bring in the water effect. Again, all these files and assets that I'm using are in the description below and are actually available free for download, including the PSD file. Okay, so you're gonna bring in the water effect. So you're just going to resize accordingly. So what we're going to do with this water effect is we're going to start with the forearms. So we're going to rightfully position it. Make sure that this layer is actually inside the group where the clipping mask is, so that it appears inside. So once this is done, I'm going to now wrap this accordingly. Take note of the forearm shape. So to make it a little bit more realistic, I will actually wrap the water effect on the forearm. Will take into account on the with the silhouette of the forearm, while trying to keep all the key textures of the water. So I actually haven't mastered the wrapping tool. I'm a little embarrassed to tell you guys that, but nevertheless, I try. I've actually been neglecting this feature for a very long time because I don't tend to use it a lot. So once you're done, you're going to bring another one in, or you could just simply copy that one. I just choose the longer route. So you're going to open and bring it in again. And now this time we're going to shape the biceps using the darker toned blue sections on the water effect. So again, you're going to rightfully position it like so, and then you're going to wrap it. So I'm actually going to form an arc that runs all the way from the biceps to the armpit area, just to give it a little bit of an edge. So when doing this, just be sure to take your time, because this has proven to be a rather delicate process, and it just shouldn't be underestimated. So once you get a hang of it, just repeat the same process and just follow the general muscle, and just try to imagine the contortions that you get on the video. I mean, not on the video, on the person's body per se. Yeah. So again, for the convenience of this video, I will just speed up the process because I do not want to make the video too long. So yeah, you guys just take your time and have as much fun with it as possible. One thing I forgot to mention is that when working with these with this PNG water effect, don't be afraid to make use of the eraser tool. I found that to be very handy when doing things like this. So once you're done, you should have something like this. Now we're going to go into File, Open, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring in some more bubble effects. Now this is to add some more of the finishing touches to the water effect. So I'm doing this just to refine it a little bit more and bring in just a little bit more detail into the effect to just make it a little bit more believable. So yeah, you could bring in this, and what you could do is just gradually copy and just resize it all over the body till you have something that you're satisfied with. So once you're done, now we're going to bring in the water splashes. Now with these PNG effects, we're going to make sure that it's outside of the group because we want it to appear inside, we want it to appear outside of the body so that it's more visible on the arm. So we're going to put this closer to the wrists. And then I'm going to import some more, and these are going to go maybe on the body. You can be as creative as you'd like. This is just what I'm going to, this is just where I am actually going to put them or position them. So you could put water splashes pretty much anywhere you like. I'm going to put more on the neck area. So again, you should make use of the eraser tool if you're using this. It really came in handy for me, so I think it's going to come in handy for you too. Right, then after you're done with that, I guess that is it. As you can see, it's not as very simple, but yeah, this is it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.